Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at M&M Super Speedway for the 15th race in the 2019 NRSL Mountain Dew For the Win Cup Series. Last week at the Dodge Motordrome, last race rather, Sebastian Kukulon captured his first win on the season, joining rookie Ryan Brommer as the two rookie drivers who have won a race in 2019. Let's go through your starting lineup. Jay Jefferson's amazing qualifying runs continue. He gets the pole for today's race at M&M Super Speedway. Starting second will be Rob Evans. Row 2, we've got Zach Flickinger and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Flickinger won the 2017 Spring Dega race. In row 3 are two Super Speedway winners, Phil Parker, 2017 Daytona 500, and Seth Cole winning the Fall Pensacola race last year. Row 4 is Nico Tringali, 2 wins on the year with William Flickinger. So both the Flickinger cars fast in qualifying, starting in the top 10. And in row 5 will be 2017 champ Caleb Hoffman with Gatlin Downey, who started second, or was it first? Second or first last week. We'll see if he'll be able to get to victory lane this week. He is last in the standings. Let's go over the point standings playoff bracket right now. Sorlin leads the points 41 over Fitzwater, 45 over Tringali, 64 over Gardner, and 65 over Kukulon. Rest of the top 12, Marty Johnson, Charles Jackson, Alex Gray, Austin Alves, and Ryan Brommer 10th in the standings. 12th is Kev Shear with his win, and 23rd is Nate Rogers with his win. That puts Cole Deaver 11th in points, the first one out. Let's go trackside for the command to fire engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
The command has been given. I had to go fetch my notebook because I had forgotten to set that up. So there'll be only 5 races remaining after this one here at M&M's, and then we'll be in the playoffs. One thing we have still yet to see be done is for someone to win 2 super speedway races. The number of names on the super speedway win list continue to rise, but they're all at ones. Will someone get their second super speedway win today? We're going to find out, and then we'll see if it happens. If it doesn't happen today, if it'll happen 5 weeks at Talladega. Looking at the rest of the point standings, as Cole Deaver's the first man out on points. The next car out on points is John Arndt, 13th in the standings. Arguably Arndt's best year since 2017. Last year not going so great. Patrick Sick, another rookie, 14th. Jose Mills, 15th. So the other two Joe Gibbs cars are running pretty consistent to be mid-pack in the standings. Mark Riggleman, 16th in points. Jay Jefferson moved up to 17th after his run last week at the Motordrome. Jessica Shelton, 18th in points, continues to fall. William Flickinger, 19th, and Zach Flickinger, 20th. Let's see, whose stats were I going to look at? I believe it was Jay Jefferson. So this is Jefferson's second pole on the year, so he'll join Cole Deaver with 2 poles on the season. As we get ready to go green flag racing here at M&M Super Speedway, 51 laps, 153 miles, as Rob Evans is blown up coming to the green flag. And this is very interesting. He just spun out Zach Flickinger. No yellow flag. They could have delayed it, but they didn't. So second and third place get screwed over. There's Flickinger now. Did he get back up to speed in time? No, he didn't. Lucky for him, though, should be a quick yellow, but Rob Evans blew up coming to start the race. Bad luck for the 88 of Rob Evans. Instantly done. Camshaft issues for him. And we forgot to mention, usually where you have no restrictor plates at this track, but this time they elected to bring them because they felt speeds of 230 miles an hour are a bit dangerous. And we're already 4 wide. Jefferson all the way at the top, McIntyre all the way at the bottom. 180 miles an hour. And I don't think they're going to get really, really fast here. But McIntyre will lead the first. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, McIntyre leads the first lap, but they're crowding up here at the front. They're just about 5 wide. And they are 5 wide. Oh, that's not good. 5 wide's the limit breaker, pretty much. It looks like we're only going to be hitting speeds of 180 somethingness. There's a wreck in the back of the pack. John Arndt. Jay Jefferson's flipping. His day's already over. DJ Curtis involved. Phil Parker. Ryan Brommer, heavy damage. Sebastian Kugelon, our winner. Fitzwater. Qualls in it. Seth Cole. Riggleman. Did Zach Flickinger slow up for this wreck? It looks like he did. Sorlin might have damage. They'll come back to take the first yellow flag of the day. The race leader is TJ Hanley. Let's see if they're able to woe it down safely. Oh, I don't like that right there. All they got to do is get through the corner. It looks like they should be fine. Oh, a little checking up there. Mendes gets into the back of Shelton. Ooh, here comes Sorlin's going to nudge into the 8. Riggleman slams the 78. Seth Cole nudges the 78. Qualls nudges the 42. Looks like Kugelon should be fine. But let's take a look and see what brought out the first caution of the day. Alright, so here we go. They're 5 wide here with Moore, Shelley, Ferranti, and Hoffman, but that's not where the accident began. Jefferson's riding the top. Did he just check up too much? What's going on here? Oh, they're 5 wide down here with Kugelon, Shelton, and Arndt. And right there, Kugelon gets into Shelton up the track to go into Curtis. Arndt gets sent up into Jefferson, and it's on. Slams the outside wall, flips up. There you see Seth Cole making contact. Ryan Brommer's going to get spun around. Jefferson is riding the wall. Seth Cole still spinning. We see Kugelon slamming the outside wall with Brommer. There's Phil Parker's involvement. Oh, even more so. Qualls in it. Jefferson slides down, barrel rolls down the track. Look at, ooh, I don't know if Flickinger clipped him or not. That was pretty close. But that's our first caution of the day. So let's take you to the race restart. Getting ready to go back racing. As you know, Rob Evans retired immediately. Also out of the race from the accident, Ryan Brommer, DJ Curtis, Jay Jefferson, Phil Parker, John Arndt, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., and Sebastian Kugelon leaves us 34 cars in the race. Several drivers stayed out. So here's your top 10. Dylan Young, James Shelley, Nate Rogers, Tony Green, Patrick Sick, Andrew Miller, Peter Sands, Zach Flickinger, James Qualls, and Samet Oskin were the 10 drivers that I believe stayed out, and then everyone else pit behind, and Charles Jackson was first one out of pit road. We'll go to the back where all our damaged friends are. There's Shelton, 28th. Sorlin, Riggleman without the hood. Trying to see if anyone's missing their back end. It doesn't look like it. So Dylan Young will lead the field to the green flag. Dylan looking for that first career victory. James Shelley, we've talked about, has not won since 2017. Tony Green's never won in his career. Patrick Six, a rookie. Andrew Miller, a rookie. Peter Sands, 3-year vet who's never won. James Qualls has a win at Pensacola all the way back to 2017. That's his only career victory. Sam Van Osken hasn't won since Sebring in 2017. We'll see how quick the next yellow comes out. It is a long race to go here. 6 laps down, 45 to go. Get up to speed. We see all the jockeying going down the back straightaway. Drivers making moves with the runs they're getting. James Shelley peeks to the inside of Dylan Young. Single file so far up at the front. It'll take a few laps for them to get back to 2, 3, 4 wide action. See, right now they're just kind of pushing as they're already 5 wide here in the back. Borderline 5 wide. Caleb Hoffman back here, bunch of 4 wide action going on behind him. Seems like all these drivers are keeping up in the draft. So that leaves us with 31 total drivers. As you can see, Seth Cole struggling. Austin Alves has damage. Wow, his car looked pretty clean. Mark Riggleman, not a surprise. Tony Green up to 2nd place behind Dylan Young. See, not a lot of 3 wide action right now, just mostly double file. Dylan Young leads the field. See, Shelley was trying to make a move. Same with Nate Rogers. Looks like Shear and Jackson are going to make a move on Peter Sands and others. Remember, Shearer got his first career victory back at Pensacola. He's running up front right now and clean sailing as he moves behind James Shelley. He'll dip all the way down the track. And he'll be 3 wide with Shelley and Nate Rogers into turn 3. Oh no, wait, Shelley lost his momentum. Nate Rogers moves up to 3rd. Shearer will move up to 4th as Jackson now cuts down to the middle, and now he's in the middle 3 wide with Miller and Shelley. It's really unknown what the fuel will be like here in the past. It's been, I think, about 15, 16 laps. With the different chassis change, it might be more like 18 or 19. As Tony Green's making a move for the lead on Dylan Young. Young's been leading since the restart, so a lot more setup required to make passes for the lead here with these restrictor plates. Nate Rogers makes a move all the way from behind Dylan Young in front of James Shelley. Let's see, are they going to be 3 wide for the lead? Yes, they will be. They were almost 4 wide for 4th. So Green gets by Young early, but now the cycle has begun because when you run that middle to high line, you lose a lot of momentum. You got to really keep it down on the bottom. But Nate Rogers will lead. How about Quentin Moore, sophomore driver who won back at Martinsville last year in the spring, has not gotten back to victory lane since. As they are 4 wide behind them. Cole Deaver up to 2nd. Remember, Deaver almost got that win at Indy, but Johnny Gardner beat him out during the long run at the end of that race. As now Deaver will make the move inside. Deaver, no slouch on superspeedways either. He won the Talladega Fall race last year. That's the last type of track he won at. As Sanford makes a move and Moore will follow right back all the way down 3 wide on the inside line. We check the ticker. Our pack has shrunk to 27 cars as Mendez, Sorlin, and Hanley fell back a lot. As it looks like Alves and Riggleman are drafting. Lap traffic will sure to be interesting depending on how wide these drivers get. Moore in the lead. Are we going to go 4 wide? No, he drops all the way down, so it's 3 wide for second. Marty Johnson. Could Bulldog Motorsports go back to back after announcing they would be switching to Subaru? As I think someone just went down pit road. Let's take a check. Yes, Zach Flickinger down pit road for his pit stop. And he's down on lap 12, so perhaps fuel is not as long as I thought it was. McIntyre and Qual struggling to keep draft. We'll see if anyone else pits. They're 4 wide, maybe 5 wide. Dylan Young really crowding his teammate up there. This really gives us a good view. Oh, they're 5 wide. That's Gray, Nate Rogers, Dylan Young. Oh, this could get dangerous. Oh, and they wrecked! William Flickinger, Cole Deaver, Jose Mills, look out! Oh, William Flickinger impales the inside pit wall. As Nate Rogers just took out James Qualls on pit road. So Nate Rogers, Peter Sands, they all were coming to pit road. Qualls included, Andrew Miller, Tony Green. But this brings out our second caution of the day. James Shelley's got heavy damage. As they took the caution, leader is Quentin Moore. Oh, guys, don't check up, don't. Looks like everyone will spread out. We should be okay. Tough break for William Flickinger. All these drivers pit. Don't know if they'll restart as the leaders or not. There's Zach Flickinger. And he avoided falling a lap down because of this caution flag. But a tough break for his brother William, who has retired. We'll see if anyone else does when we come back from looking at the replay. So here we are. They were 5 wide. Miller's making the move to pit, but William was still giving him the room, and they were just not lined up here. And William comes off the corner, and he just barely clips into Cole Deaver. Up the track, see Charles Jackson nowhere to go, right into William Brock. Shelley gets his back tires lifted off the ground. Jose Mills makes contact with Deaver. Mills wasn't even going to pit. They slide onto the track. Deaver is able to abort. See Nate Rogers making contact with Mills. Nate almost gets that pit wall too, but William Flickinger has no luck. He's stuck in the grass. And he kills that pit wall. We've seen worse things. Usually people hit it with their sides, the passenger or driver's side. It's been a lot worse wrecks usually coming off the corner. Thankfully, William hit it head on, but definitely some whiplash. But with that, and then Nate Rogers took out Qualls trying to get to his pit stall. Let's get you to the next race restart. Getting ready to go back racing out of the race. William Flickinger, Seth Cole, and James Shelley. So something happened to the 42 under the yellow. Maybe he got more damage than we thought. But so Seth Cole's bad season continues, and he's got to step it up soon. Only 5 races left for him to get a win, and he is very down on the point standings. 31 drivers remain in the race. Peter Sands leads after staying out from the caution. Nate Rogers second, Tony Green third, James Qualls is fourth, Andrew Miller fifth. So those 5 drivers that pit coming to the yellow are your top 5. Quentin Moore sixth, who pit. Marty Johnson seventh, Nico Tringali eighth. Ace Rogers is up to 9th, and Kev Shearer sits in 10th. So we'll go through the rest of the lineup. Hoffman 11th, Downey 12th, Stanford 13th, Jackson 14th, Gray 15th, Dylan Young 16th, Oskin 17th, Sick is 18th, Gardner 19th, Ferranti 20th, Shelton 21st, Sorlin 22nd, Zach Flickinger 23rd, Mendez, McIntyre, Riggleman without a hood, Jose Mills is back here, Austin Alves, TJ Hanley, Cole Deaver, and William Brock. So we'll see what kind of action we get. Let's look at the top 10 right now. There'll be 17 laps down, 34 to go, so we're a third of the way through the race. Peter Sands, third-year vet, no wins in his career. Nate Rogers, 2 career wins, 1 from this year. Tony Green, 0 career wins. James Qualls, 2017 Pensacola. Andrew Miller, a rookie, has not won yet for his career this year. Quentin Moore, 6th place, 1 career win last year at Martinsville. Marty Johnson, a rookie, hasn't won in his career. Nico Tringali, 2 wins on the season. Ace Rogers, a rookie, and Kev Shearer won back at Pensacola this year. How about Caleb Hoffman, still in the running? Remember, the 2017 champion has not won a race in his career yet. He was very consistent in 2017. He got that championship the year with the most winners. But since then, he has not been able to get to victory lane. Ever. Nico Tringali already making a move 3 wide. He got a really good restart. Nate Rogers included, gets to the inside of Peter Sands. So let's go on board with Nico Tringali. He's getting some huge runs here. As he rides behind Tony Green, you can see the run he's getting. He makes the move pretty early. Peter Sands is making a move too. That's going to put him 4 wide. Now it's 3 wide. Does Tringali get there? Oh, borderline got there. So come off the corner. He's got a bumper full of Kev Shearer in the 6. Ace Rogers to the inside. Tringali leads the lap. Shearer without the help, Ace without the help, as we're already 4 wide, borderline 5 wide again. They really stacked the field up extremely quickly on this restart. They're going to want to keep it settled down if they want to avoid an accident. Let's look at the back. See Riggleman back here with no draft. Mills, Deaver, Alves, Hanley, and Brock are running in their own little pack back here, 5 cars, and they are distanced themselves from the pack. I think some of these drivers have damage, just all minor damage back there. See, Shelton and McIntyre have been clinging to the pack for a while. Not sure if they have any damage. It doesn't look like they do. McIntyre's getting a really good run, in fact. As we see all kinds of movement. Zach Flickinger, despite the start of the race woes and some back-end damage, is driving pretty fast up here. Nico Tringali led the lap last time by, but put the 22 of Samet Oskin to the race lead. Oskin drove the 23 when he got the win at Sebring. I'm just remembering that I had this memory issue at the Motordrome about Toyota's wins in 2017. They got the one with Goldberg, the one with Oskin, and then the 2 from Jackson. I don't believe there were any other Toyotas that won that season. Green was in the 18, and the 20 was driven by... I don't even remember who the 20 was driven by. Anyways, Oskin to the race lead. Tringale's, though, still right there in second. Pair of rookies behind them. Marty Johnson, Patrick Sick. Heck, Edwin Mendez, a season removed. Remember, Mendez is not a third-year driver. He's a second-year driver who missed 2018. Mendez drove the 83 Toyota in 2017 for BK Racing, and then was unable to find the ride for 2018. This year he was able to land a spot in the 4. Oh, and we got a push wreck back there. There was a 3-wide situation gone wrong, and the caution's out, so they did not save it. Oskin leads, so everyone will slow down. Third caution of the day on lap 21. Let's make sure no one really runs anyone over here. Looks like all should be fine. Yeah, they should be fine. Who did the wreck involve? Ace Rogers is on pit road. He's already out of his stall. Andrew Miller is destroyed, however. And Jonathan Zorlin has retired. So the wreck apparently between these three. So Zorlin and Miller retire, but Ace will continue. But let's take a look and see what the heck happened. Here we go. I saw this out of the corner of my eye. I'm not really sure why this happened. They were only 4 wide. Miller just gets pinched into Sorlin, pinches himself into Sorlin. That gets him into Ace Rogers. And then this is just very bad. All three just drift down the track to the inside pit wall. And then, oh man, this is... They missed the opening, but look at that. Andrew Miller, Sorlin, they're up on their ends. Sorlin flips once, and Miller is flipping wildly through the grass. My goodness, and then he's still barrel rolling. At this point, Sorlin's got it together. Ace is just spinning out. What a wild, wild accident. That made Miller and Sorlin have to retire, and Ace Rogers will definitely have damage. So devastating 3-car wreck. Let's take you to the third restart of the race. So far 3 yellows, and we're not even halfway. Getting ready to go back green again. Thankfully, Ace Rogers had come back out of pit road when he took the yellow, because I'm assuming he slid past his pit stall. Or no, wait, we saw him leaving his pit stall. So he hit his pit stall in the caution, and then he came back around. He was the leader, but he pit second time by, some unfinished repairs possibly for the 19. But that gives the lead to Nico Tringale once again. Everyone came down pit road. Sam Oskin second, Marty Johnson third, Edwin Mendez fourth, Kev Shearer fifth, Dylan Young sixth, Nate Rogers seventh, Patrick Sick eighth, Quentin Moore ninth, and Charles Jackson is 10th. So looking at our top 10 here, for those that we didn't go over the last time, Dylan Young's never won in his career, neither has Sick, he's a rookie, and Jackson hasn't won since 2017. We'll go over the rest of the running order. Sands, Gray, Jessica Shelton's made her way up to 13th. McIntyre's up to 17th, so those drivers were always at the back of the pack trying to keep up. They're finally in the pack. And we'll see what these drivers who are up to speed are able to do. We know Austin Alves, Gatlin Downey, Mark Riggleman, and Ace Rogers. I don't know about Downey, but I know the 16, 26, and 19 are definitely off pace. We'll see what the 3, 18, 31, 24 can do to kind of keep up here. But we still have a lot of racing left, and I really do not think we're done seeing yellow flags. But Sorlin, the points leader, out of the race. 29 cars left, so Sorlin gets 30th. Fitzwater gets 36th. Kugel on 35th. Just trying to see. That's 3 of our top 5 in points. Look at the rest of the points. Tringali is 45 points behind and Gardner is 64 points behind. So we'll see how that shifts up the top 5 in points. I believe Tringali should at least pass Fitzwater for second. And then it just depends really where Gardner finishes. Looking at the points, 29th receives 14 points. So even if Tringali won this race, he would not pass Zorlin for the lead, but he would get right to him within 5 points. It remains to be seen. There's a long way to go. Some disaster could still strike. This time they restart pretty single file. No one really got a ton of runs. So nothing crazy. Tringali is able to keep the lead into turns 3 and 4. Bit of a split. It looks like Shelton might in fact have some kind of damage. She's not really holding her own in the middle of the pack. As we see Riggleman by himself. Now we see what Ace can do. He's keeping up. Him, Alves, and Mills are back here though. They're stuck. Deaver. And it looks like Downey's trying to catch up. He'll catch up to Qualls. And we're going to take a quick pause here. I got to answer a phone call. Alright, we back. Sorry about that. Tringali still leads. Quentin Moore up to 3rd. Mendez looking for 4th. And look at Kev Shear all the way from the top of the wall to the bottom to the inside. Oh man, where's he going with this? Oh, they're 4 wide. Gray's making a move. Quentin Moore's making a move. A lot of jostling around right now. Johnson's able to get back down to the bottom. Oskin's going to slide up, lose to 2nd place. Now he's going to lose more positions as he just kind of falls way back. Quentin Moore with a pretty good run on Tringali. Look at the back again. We weren't really done with that. The 4-car group right here that's slow. There's Qualls. There's Downey. Hanley and Shelton just kind of clinging right here. They're actually losing ground. William Brock more up to speed than we thought. So we're down to only 19, 20 cars that are up to speed. So 4 wide at the front. Borderline 4 wide. As Quentin Moore takes the lead. Nico Tringali will fall out of the top 10. Kev Shears up to 2nd. Alex Ferranti has made his way into the top 5. Ooh, there's some contact there between Flickinger and Jackson. Shear will make a move for the lead on Moore. That's a former teammate of Kev Shears. The two were both rookies on the same team last year. Not a lot of up-to-speed cars left. We'll see. Are they going to be able to make this thing go green to the end? 22 to go right now. Patrick Sick with a push from Ferranti. Zach Flickinger's made his way back to the top 5. Here comes Patrick Sick in the 20. Could he be the first to bring Toyota back to victory lane? As I just realized what a ding-dong I am. I have completely forgotten that the 78 of Zach Flickinger last season was a Toyota. And that he won a race at Dover. Regardless, they have not won since last year. So they did win a race in 2018. Just one though. Oh man, and we are 4x4x4 at M&M Superspeedway. Ferrani took the lead, and here comes Levi McIntyre. Oh, and they wrecked William Brock, Kev Shear there around. Fourth yellow, Dylan Young spinning, Tringali, Hanley. Down the back straightaway. And they'll race back to 20 to go. Marty Johnson with a run. Mendez is on the bottom line. Anyone out of the race? No one's on pit road. So that means everyone's under power. Edwin Mendez will lead us back to the fourth yellow. Marty Johnson, Samet Oskin on the apron for some reason. Maybe just trying to stay out of the way. Gray and Shelton making contact. Oh no. Jackson slams Gray down. He quals. Dylan Young manages to avoid it. What about Shearer and others? Oh, Shearer, Alves, Ace Rogers, Hanley, Deaver, Mills. They all pile drive each other. Patrick Sick pile drives the 18th. Brock pile drives the 84. Oh my gosh. All those cars going to retire now. Let's take a look at what happened. All right, let's take a look. Oh, they were going 5 wide right there. Brock sticking his nose in there, and then off the corner, Young, Tringali, Oskin, Flickinger. Around goes Brock up the track. That blocks off Shear and Sick. There we see Tringali, Young, and Hanley wrecking on their own. Charles Jackson's involved in this. Looks like just a lot of people spinning out. Jackson. Oh, he smacked the wall right there. And that's all she wrote. Just a bunch of cars spinning and hitting the walls down the back. No one got pile drived. Everyone returned to the line under power, but a lot of people pile drived each other, slowing down. So we'll see what happens. Let's take a look at how many cars we got left here on the race restart. Getting ready to go back racing. 7 drivers stayed out. Marty Johnson leads. Nate Rogers second. Tony Green third. Alex Ferranti fourth. Peter Sands fifth. Johnny Gardner sixth. And Alex Gray with no back end is 7th. Edwin Mendez 8th. Oskin 9th. McIntyre 10th. And Caleb Hoffman, Zach Flickinger, Quentin Moore, James Qualls without a hood on that. Charles Sanford, Dylan Young, Jessica Shelton, Gatlin Downey without a hood. Mark Riggleman without a hood. Patrick Sick is 20th. Nico Tringali and Kev Shear. There are 22 cars left from that accident and all the checkups. We lost Austin Alves, Ace Rogers, Jose Mills, Charles Jackson, TJ Hanley, Cole Deaver, and William Brock. So we're down to 22 cars. Half of them have damage, half of them don't. If we don't go green these last 16 laps, I will be hecking sad. Race has already taken a full hour due to all these yellows. 2.5 minute long pacing laps as we are green once again at M&M's. How many cars are going to be up to speed? So far they're pretty single file. Remember, the top 7 stayed out. They will have to pit again at some point. Question will be, does everyone else have to pit again too? And here come the moves. Green, Sands. Gardner's moving to the middle line. Now he's back to the top. Sands to the inside, 3 wide. As we see the drivers will come to the start-finish line for 15 laps to go. And we have 15 cars in this group. How about that? Peter Sands looking for second place. Caleb Hoffman, we've talked about it. Pretty much anytime he's near the front, has never won a race. 2 years behind that 14 car, no W's. Peter Sands 3 years behind the 12, no W's. But they'll have to pit again at some point. Ooh, are they pitting now? Yes. Here comes Johnson, Sands, Green, and Ferranti. Was not expecting the 48 to pit. And look at the pack of cars we have that can't get over 180 miles an hour. Shelton, Tringali, Shearer. I mean, look at this. This is kind of funny. They got their own little group going on. Gray is probably going to fall back to them eventually. So 4 cars pit from the lead pack. That gave Caleb Hoffman the lead. So perhaps everyone has to pit for fuel before this run is over. 14 to go is just in the window. Because Ferranti did pit under that caution. So perhaps everyone will pit here. The field will get split up. And we'll have an interesting finish. There goes Nate Rogers and Sack. Nope, just Nate Rogers. I think, did Alex Gray follow him? Yes, the 33 pits. Now we'll see if he fixes his damage. You can see Nate's got a much earlier pit stall. We'll see what Gray does with the damage. That leaves us with 9 drivers at the front of the field. Hoffman leading. Oh, but Moore and teammate Gardner got a huge run. Moore makes the move. As in front of them is Green, who lost Sands, Ferranti, and even Marty Johnson's way up here. We'll see what lap traffic does to those who have yet not pit. If these drivers stay out a long time, they can take as little of this fuel as they like, but I think Gardner's going to pit. That leaves 8 of the leaders out on the track as Quentin Moore takes back the lead. As we begin to look at the people up here, how about Dylan Young, Hoffman, Mendez? Never have won a race in their career. Sanford's got 2 career wins. Moore 1, Flickinger 2. Oskin has 1. Here comes Tony Green. You can see coming out of pit road way behind. Ferranti and Sands have caught Johnson, but Nate Rogers is not as lucky. So we'll see how Gardner comes out. Right now it looks like it could be Johnson, Ferranti, and Sands. Depending if these drivers back here have to pit. None of them come down. And they're going to lap Gray and probably Green. Moore continues to lead here at M&M Superspeedway. "15 drivers have yet to come down pit road. As Moore slows up for Alex Gray. And now he'll make the move to the bottom. Does Moore hold the lead, or does he get moved to the top? Hoffman's peaking. Moore's got the draft of Tony Green. Dead even at the line. Caleb Hoffman leads a lap. So far, it's looking like these 8 drivers do not have to pit again. I could have sworn Ferranti was not one of the drivers that stayed out, but counting them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all 7 that stayed out came down pit road. And they're all up in the pack there. Ferranti, Johnson, Gardner, Sands, and Nate Rogers trying to cling. As Samet Oskin's making a move for the lead, but he can't quite get enough of a run. And you can see these 5 right here just kind of riding single file by themselves. As Levi McIntyre and Dylan Young peel off for pit road at the last second. So these drivers will have to pit. That leaves us 6. Patrick Sick already pit last time by. Heck, Nico Tringali was down pit road last time by. Here come the rest of the slow cars. Downey, Qualls, Riggleman, Shearer, and Shelton. That's going to make things interesting. Where they come out of pit road at. They don't have to take as much fuel as the others, I don't think anyways. It's Tony Green, who's a lap down, is racing Caleb Hoffman. Do any of these 6 pit this time? Everyone but Charles Sanford peels off for pit road. So that leaves Sanford out by himself in the race lead. And we'll watch Sanford to make sure he does not run out of gas. But he's going to lose a ton of time. Not uncommon to see drivers run out of fuel at M&M Superspeedway. We've seen it happen before. Sanford continues to stay out, so he's not ready to pit yet. Here's that lead group. They've got McIntyre joined up with them, or yeah, Gardner, whatever. There's Dylan Young. He already pit. Oh man, Mendez, Flickinger, Moore, Oskin, Hoffman, they are way out in front here. Ferranti will catch up to Dylan Young. And then in turn, these guys will all regroup in one big pack. Look at Ferranti makes a move, but Johnson makes a move with him. Wow, that was really close. As we mentioned, Charles Sanford continues to race on the track. Trying to maybe take less fuel and get a bit of a lead. Does he come down this time? Yes, he does. So Sanford will come zooming down onto pit road. And we'll see what happens. All right, now Samet Oskin leads the pack. Well, these 5 have managed to stay ahead of the others because of Dylan Young being slow, but I think Johnson's getting their draft. They're getting a bit of a run. They're just in the draft of Edwin Mendez. We'll see if they can regroup in one big group. Right now, Oskin leads them. Remember, has not won since Sebring in 2017. Johnson's getting a huge shove from Dylan Young. Sanford's already back on the track. Next time by will be 5 laps to go. Let's go to the rear camera of Charles Sanford. There comes the pack. You can see he got a lot of time staying out and taking less fuel. I just don't think it's going to be enough. They just all got draft back there and they're up to speed. Man, this is very interesting how much he gapped the rest of the pack, but they're going to come. They're going to come fast unless Sanford gets a yellow. He's going to get a huge train of cars coming for him as they are making a lot of moves back here now that second group connected with the first 5. 3.4 seconds behind Charles Sanford, who's by himself, as Peter Sands moves up to second. Patrick Sick is a lap car. They might just catch him. Sands ran his fastest lap of the race last time by. There you see the top one by the 77 of William Flickinger. And what this group doesn't want to do is they do not want to wreck. Sands, Gardner, Ferranti. Ferranti to the move on Gardner, McIntyre, Johnson fighting for position. 4 laps to go, this time at the stripe, and Sands has the 03 in his sights. Who's going to win at M&M's? You can see they chopped the lead down a whole 2 seconds. Ferranti's the one to the move for second place. How about Johnny Gardner? One back at Indianapolis, looking for his second career superspeedway victory, and this would put him at the top of the all-time win list. He would break the tie with Andrew Rich for 8 career wins. But right now he's on the bumper of Ferranti as they catch up to Charles Sanford. Marty Johnson sits in 4th, looking to give Dodge back-to-back wins. Here we go. Coming to 3 laps to go. Ferranti will get the push by Gardner. And after the start-finish line, they will pass Charles Sanford for the lead. Does Sanford find a way to get back with a bunch of draft momentum and all that good stuff? As they're going to catch the 20 car. I don't know about these guys, though. They're 5 seconds off pace. Ooh, it's going to be close with Qualls and Downey. They're going to catch the 20 for sure, but I don't know about the 38 and the 27. It could get close. We have had a history of crazy finishes at M&M's on this channel. None crazier than the one where about everybody ran out of fuel on a 1-lap restart. Ferranti moves high after getting out of the throttle. Quentin Moore follows him. He makes a move now. They're coming to 2 to go. Others are trapped. They're going to split Sick in the middle. Sanford's stuck. Johnson leads the very bottom, but now he'll get put 4 wide by McIntyre. As Quentin Moore fights for the lead with Ferranti. They're side by side with no help. Well, it's going to get close when they catch. They're going to probably catch those guys coming to the start-finish line for the checkers. Ferranti right back down with the move, but McIntyre and the others are getting huge runs. Look at Dylan Young with the huge push from Peter Sands. Who gets the big run first? Ferranti and Moore still side by side. Here comes Dylan Young. Peter Sands. Young to the inside of Quentin Moore. They'll be hitting the white flag this time by. Young makes the move. Gardner moves in front of Quentin Moore. Sands is to the inside there. 3 wide as they hit the white. Are they going to catch them? They are. They're going to catch the lap cars of James Qualls and Gatlin Downey. Young and Sands are side by side. Nate Rogers in striking position. What about Zach Flickinger? Marty Johnson, though, makes a move. teammates, Dylan Young and Peter Sands, who have never won in their careers. They're side by side for this win. They're side by side in front of them. Who makes the right move? Sands slows down. Young looked to go high, but he couldn't get anywhere. Sands will creep low. Coming to the checkered flag. Here comes Nate Rogers with a run. Not going to be enough. Peter Sands finally gets his first career victory. As we look at the point standings for Peter Sands, he's 38th in points. This win should help him a lot, but he will need a lot more. He will need a lot of good runs in these last 5 races if he wants to be a playoff contender. But the string continues. Another different super speedway winner. Nate Rogers 2nd, Zach Flickinger 3rd, Sanford 4th, Moore 5th, Hoffman 6th, Johnson 7th, Mendez 8th. Young fell to 9th there going into turn 3. Unreal. And Alex Ferranti rounds out the top 10. A lot of wrecked race cars, but the results are official. Barely half the field finishing this race. But that's it from me from M&M's. The Truck Series returns next week at Cape Cod. 27 lap race there. Trucks only got 3 races to go for their chase. So Cape Cod and Cup next week before another 2 race week for Cup. But ever since Ryan Brommer won back-to-back, we have had a 6-race fold of different winners. Peter Sands gets his first career win at M&M Super Speedway. I'll see you guys next week at Cape Cod for the last road course before the playoffs. See you guys then.